All right, and we are back for part 2. I was waiting for the Harley dealer to order this piece, which is the standoff for the left side of the bike. As you can see, this is the stock piece, and this is the piece I had to order. They are quite a bit longer because of the space that was taken up by the stock license plate bracket. So finally got those in, but I wanted to show you what I was working on while I was waiting for that part. So on this side, the bracket is still on there. I added the new bolts. I had to order longer bolts as well, but when I took this off, I was noticing that the stock paint, the way they do it at Harley, it kind of compresses this paint and cracks it. So it was all rusted on both sides. And this is a 2023 bike, so it shouldn't really be that rusted. But I ended up chipping off all the cracked paint and then just putting up some touch-up paint in there as well. And then if you look at the way they want you to run the wires for the new relocation bracket, you'll have the bracket here and then they'll run the wires down through here, and they said to use zip ties to put the wire through here. I thought that was kind of sloppy and ugly having the wire exposed to whatever elements you're riding through. So what I did was lined up the stock bracket that's here, and then I drilled a hole and painted it and then put a grommet in there right where the wires could go through from the turn signal, and I will run them internally back with this stock bracket that I'll show you. Stock bracket comes with all internal routing through there, so I figured why not use that to keep it clean. So yeah, just when you take these off, make sure you touch up that paint that's cracked if yours is cracked. And then I drilled the hole here, painted it, put a grommet in there so I can use that internal wiring for the routing there, and ordered new zip ties for the bundles and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this put on, and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, got this other bracket on. Wanted to show you, instead of running the wire from this license plate light and zip tying it along this bracket and out the bottom, this is where I drilled that hole and ran the wire across here, drilled it through this bracket into the fender, and using the internal routing that comes stock from the factory inside this here bracket. You can see it looks clean. Can't see any exposed wiring in there. And then, like I said, they run out the back. Now I'm gonna take a minute and figure out how to repin these, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I got everything wired back up into the stock harness, putting the pins back in, and I hope I put them in the right spot. I ran them through here, put new zip ties in there, and then I would recommend possibly leaving these two loose so these two channels can go over the frame, but I tightened them up just to keep the wires tight inside. So I'm gonna give it a shot and see if I can just slide it on without having to loosen them up. We'll give it a shot, because it looks like they might just slide on. Just try to do it carefully without scratching anything. I think we're good. Okay, now I'm going to run these frame bolts in here. All right, while everything's loose, I'm just going to make sure the rear fender's square to the frame. Make sure the spacing's even. These back in the harness like they're supposed to go. I don't know how that one lays in there. Okay, I got the brackets all tightened down to the frame. I got the wiring harnesses plugged in and tucked away. Everything's zip tied. Now I just want to do a function check real quick before I put the seat on. Okay, hazards work. Turn signals. Brake. And looks like we got a functioning license plate light. Sweet, let's get the seat put back on. All right, now that everything functions checked, let's get the seat back on, which is always fun. Anybody has any tips to help me out with this? I can never remember if you leave this one loose or tighten it. Okay, folks, that is it. We are done. It looks great, nice and streamlined. Still use the factory license plate light. I'll take a couple pictures and show you the before and after. Okay, that's it. Installation's finally done. It only took me a week longer than it really should have because I didn't pre-order that turn signal standoff from Harley. I'll throw that information down in the description below with the part number. And I also needed to order the longer bolts because I run a quick detach sissy bar. If you don't have that, you won't need the longer bolts. And with that time that I spent waiting for Harley to give me the part, I did figure out that I wanted to drill that hole and throw a grommet in to run the license plate light through the internal routing of that side bracket, which I think looks really clean. That's up to you if you really wanted to do that. I would recommend painting and then throwing a rubber grommet in there to protect the wiring. But if you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.